Thank you. Thank you. Welcome to the Here and Now show. I am your host, Lavonda Ray. Thank you. And first, I'd like to start off by saying that I'm coming from the Midwest. If you tuned into my station before, you know that I come in from the Midwest, where we come in and show out. Yes, gotta love your city, right? Thank you. The Here and Now show is a conversation where I took life changing events and changed them into a positive living. Because I do believe that, if you control your future, if you control your mind, I'm sorry, you can control your future. Also, the here and now space is a place where, if you feel comfortable, you can leave a comment or a question because I believe that all voices matter and that we're all important. And so, with that being said, let's start the show. Thank you. And if you guys tuned into my show before, you know that I like to play a little jazz music to kind of set the stage. To me, it's like a moment of peace that I do every show. It's kind of like to set the stage for a moment of just jazz. Because jazz feels nice. Jazz is peaceful. Jazz is fun. And I gotta put my glasses back. So a few minutes just to feel the groove a little bit before we step into today's conversation. Jazz music always makes me feel great. Well, today's conversation that I wanted to talk about today is making yourself a priority because you deserve it. And the steps that I have taken to prioritizing myself, and I wanted to share it with you guys. The steps that I've taken are things that I did in order to be prioritize myself, because it's very hard. But first, before I get started, I wanted to take a moment and say thank you. I wanted to go over in the last 10 days, my growth on here has been massive. I went from, in 7 days, I went from 31 subscribers to 57 subscribers, and during these 10 days, we had real life conversations that matters, encouragement, and moments that truly meant something. Um, and I want to say thank you to all my subscribers, to all my listeners, to all the people that sat down and listened to me during my stream or commented and shared on my live screen. Your support means everything to me. It really does, and I don't take that lightly. Um, this is the beginning of something so special right here, right now, and the time is now. And always remember that dreams do come true. As I say, is my motto is dreams do come true. Take a leap of faith because you take that leap of faith, you only only knows it's amazing what follows when you take a leap of faith. And I realize that taking a leap of faith, dreams do come true. So I do want to thank you guys for you know, all the all the likes and the comments, the ones that made me think a little or put me on something that I was unaware of. So just know that your comments and your likes do matter. And I truly want to thank you guys because it is because of you guys that I grew from my having a tongue twist this morning. Good Lord. Hello, somebody. From my subscribers to my views. It's just been amazing. And I want to thank you guys so much. And again, sometimes I get on here and I get a little nervous, right? But I'm fully confident in what I like to do and what I'm sharing. But sometimes, I get a little stumble on my words and I get a little nervous, but it's all growth and development. And I'm getting there, baby. Hello, somebody. Okay, so back to the topic. Oh, I am so sorry. I did not mute my phone. And so, again, I am not perfect. That was actually my beautiful daughter calling me. Um, she's a wonderful person. She probably forgot that I was on the air, and that's okay because, again, we're not perfect out here. I'm just trying to be who I'm trying to be, and I want you guys to be the best version of yourself as well. But today I'm talking about making yourself a priority. And let me be clear, with no apologies, you deserve to be happy. Somewhere along the line, even with myself, even I've learned, even myself, that I've learned to put others first and put myself last. And we when we do this, we learn to sacrifice and to stay quiet, to keep going, even when we're running on empty. We become so busy taking care of everything and everybody else that sometimes you forget to take care of yourself. And I've been a victim of that. But hear me when I say this: putting yourself as a priority does not make you selfish, it makes you whole. It gives you a whole nother type of feeling. And in life, and in your life, everybody, you need to know that your life does have value. It's not just a role that you play, it's not just what others want from you, it's how you show up every time. And that matters. A lot of times I forget that, my dreams and my feelings, they all do matter. And I tend to forget that when I get over the top, and I tend to forget, what? Your feelings do matter, and your dreams do, and your purpose. And the most important thing, your peace. You gotta have that peace. You know, you're not here just to serve others. That's not what you're just here on this earth for. You're here to live life fully. There's always going to be bumps and scratches and things that we run into that frees us for the moment, but we can always rise above that. And when you're feeling drained, and exhausted, and overworked, remember that you can't pour anything out of an empty cup. So you got to take care of yourself. We got to take care of ourselves, and as long as we take care of ourselves, it allows us to show up better for the people that we love. And I tell you, when you have that happiness sets a tone that could change the whole atmosphere in the room. Because when you're happy, understand this: when you're happy, the energy shifts. The energy with your children, the energy with your family or your environment. If you're unhappy, they feel it. Guarantee it. And it's not hard. And I mean, every day is not going to be wonderful. We know that every day is not, but you can damn sure control your attitude and teach others how to treat you. When you prioritize yourself, you're teaching others, you're showing people that your time, right? And that your boundaries, they all have values. That is what you're showing, and that even your energy, because you can't get time back, you know. But when you prioritize yourself, you show people that again, your time and your energy and your boundaries, they are valuable. Okay, they really are. They're so valuable that your mental health also matters, and a peace of mind is so priceless. Oh man, that peace of mind, making yourself a priority. Did you know that when you make yourself a priority, it helps reduce stress, anxiety, and burnouts? Because sometimes you can get so burnt out on shit, and you're just like, I'm so burnt out on doing the same routine ass shit. I'm just tired. I'm tired. But then when you start to make yourself a priority, that starts to reduce. You see what I'm saying? Your anxiety is less, and you're not so burnt out on the things that you do every day. You deserve to rest. Understand, rest without feeling guilty. You can take a rest and don't feel guilty, because remember that rest isn't a reward. It's a requirement. So it's not a reward to rest. You don't earn you don't you don't have to earn rest by working yourself. Okay? No. You're not earning rest by overworking. I'm gonna tell you that right now. You reconnect with others as one. When you overwork yourself, it's not fun because you're tired. And I mean mentally tired, not the tired where you go get in the bed and you crawl there and you're just so tired that you fall asleep in 10 seconds. No, I'm talking about mentally, physically, emotionally tired. And it happens. So rest isn't a reward. It is so much a requirement. You have to have it to survive. You have to have it, not just for you, but for others, right? But when you reward yourself, you're not just doing that for yourself. You're also showing other people that your passion, your dreams, and your purpose. And with all that, when you get all of that in the bag and you know your purpose and you know that your purpose matters and your dreams matter and you get all those emotions, when you take time for yourself, guess what else? It builds resilience. For me, it did. It also gave me confidence and more self love and self worth. And when you have all those great things inside of you and embedded in you, you eat it, you shit it, you think it, right? And you have all these things inside of you that's completely to continue to grow. And with that, it shows you're showing your children a powerful, powerful example. Like that's powerful because you're showing them, you're showing them that, hey, it's okay to be sad and everything, but get back up. Don't drain yourself so hard that you can't focus no more because all you're focusing is on work or focusing on what you do every day and you need to breathe, right? So, and you're also teaching your children that self love is important, you know, and happiness is something that they shouldn't have to protect because they deserve to be in joy and so do you. You shouldn't have to protect your happiness. Simple as that. Life isn't meant for you to survive. It's also, we do know in life you do have to survive. So you do have to survive. Life is meant to survive, but also meaning also as you survive and you continue to live. You know, you got to keep living. Sometimes, a good way to continue to self prioritize yourself is sometimes, for me, I have to take a 5 minute walk or give me 5 minutes of peace. Just give me that 5 minutes. Or even better than that, giving myself permission to breathe. When you give yourself permission to breathe, or giving yourself that peaceful 5 minutes, oh man, it helps because it's building you. It is building you gradually and more stronger. It's building you, right? And men, you're not just fathers. You understand? You're not just father. You're not just a worker. You're a helper, and you're not just a helper. Okay? You're not just a worker. You're not just a father, and you're not just a helper. Your goals matter too. Your peace matters, and your purpose matters. And women, we don't just have to be out here surviving. We are women too, with dreams, with goals. And choosing yourself, it builds confidence, it builds courage, and more than anything, it builds self worth. And then when you have these things embedded in you, you lead by example. When you're showing your children and they see your choices that you made, the self love. Self love is strength, not selfishness. It is completely strength. There's nothing selfish about self love. It's strength. And within that strength, we keep going and we keep going and we keep going, and the strength gets stronger and stronger. What would life look like if you chose yourself even more than what you're going to do today? I don't know. Maybe start off by saying no. hmm Or maybe believing that happiness is worth protecting. Your happiness is worth protecting. My happiness is worth protecting. And that there's only one of you. You cannot be replaced, you know? And, and so prioritize yourself before you let life run you into the ground because if you fall, everything that follows you will follow with you. So someone told me once, and let me say that again because I think I stuttered a little bit. If you are the number one in the family, and your role is the provider and the nurturer and the carer, or for both parents, or for just one parent. You know, if that is the situation, And then sometimes you do feel like you're just, oh my God, you're just running through the ground and you're just so drained. Your kids and your family and people around you can see that, and they pick up on it. So I had someone once say to me, they said, let me quote this right: being tired all the time is proof that I've been working a lot. But I said that being tired all the time is not proof that you're doing it right. It's proof that you're doing too much without refilling yourself. Does that make sense? I mean, does that make sense? And then, I also had to say, there's certain things. Money can be replaced. Time can't. You can't get your time back, your mental health. And once that is gone, everything follows behind that. So protect your peace because your peace is priceless. You know, everyone don't owe access to you. You don't have to give everyone your time. Your boundaries do not push people away. They actually protect you and teach people how to teach you by how much you would tolerate, right? So don't accept disrespect and don't accept negligence. Strength is knowing when to step, reset, and rebuild because you're a model for everyone that looks up to you, that's watching you, your children, your partner, your community. You're the model. Don't wait for a breakdown to choose yourself. Start now. Start small. Start today. Because it's hard to choose self, and I understand that sometimes choosing yourself is hard. There'll be moments where choosing yourself will become easy. And then there's other days, choosing yourself becomes uncomfortable and scary. And that's okay. And that's okay. Because when you choose yourself, it means that you're unlearning the behavior of putting yourself last. And it means releasing that guilt of whoever told you, or that feeling of you come last. Release that feeling. You guys, I can't see nothing without my glasses. If you see, I was squinching my eyeballs because I couldn't see nothing. But again, guilt. Don't feel guilty. Do not, because when you choose you're just unlearning behaviors that you have done in the past when putting yourself last. And I don't mean like, oh, you have children and you put yourself before your children. Well, clearly I'm not talking about that. So for anybody that's taking that for what I'm saying is, oh, put yourself before your kids and all that. No, I'm not saying that. I'm saying that when you tend to your family and your kids and you do all these wonderful things as an individual, as a role player, as a breadwinner, as the mother, the father, as both parents, you still need individually time for yourself because you got to prioritize yourself sometime at some point. Because without it, again, you will find yourself having a breakdown because of life, and you don't want to start prioritizing yourself while you're having a breakdown. You want to catch it before, and the thing is, happiness is not something you have to apologize for. You don't. No, it's not going to change you overnight. No, no. This is not perfection. This is intention. Do you understand what I'm saying? And maybe, you choose yourself, choose resting without feeling guilty or saying no without even explaining why you said no. I just said no. Or finally admitting that you're tired and do something about it, right? Easier said than done, but it's possible. Trust me, it is. So when you take care of yourself, you don't lose people, you gain clarity. Hello, somebody. Your strength shows up as your best self, right? Women, We are allowed again to do more than just survive. Okay? We are allowed to rest, and we are allowed to still conquer our dreams. And men, I'll say again, you are too allowed to rest and choose your dreams or your feelings without feeling weak. You're allowed that. Prioritizing yourself is not a phase, it is a lifestyle shift. Shift, shift. It's a lifetime shift. So don't tell yourself, oh, I'll worry about me later, or I don't need to do that. Because I'll tell you something about me. If you if you wake up, me, if I wake up and I'm in a, I wake up and the sun is happen to be shining so bright and I got up on time and everything fell into place that morning. I was working on time, or I was where I needed to be at time, and I got everything done without any roughs or rumbles. So that made it possible because my energy and my day was good. So it made it possible for the rest of the day to be a wonderful, great day, right? But there's been times that I'm guilty of waking up and it's not so good of a morning. And, maybe this particular morning wasn't so great because, oh, the alarm forgot to go off. My fault. But now I'm upset about the alarm because now I'm rushing to get ready to be where I gotta be. Oh no, I can't find my keys. Oh no, so now I'm looking for my keys and then they're in my damn face. You ever notice that? You be looking for shit like, oh my god, where's my keys? Where's my wallet? Where's this? And it's right there in your damn face. You wasted 10 minutes tearing your house up trying to find the shit, but it's like, take a breath and pause because now you're moving too fast because oh my god, I got to be to work at 8 o'clock and it's 8:03. I woke up late. My boss is this and this, and now you got all this anxiety. But if you take 5 minutes because you're already late. You can't stop it now. You can't get that time back. You're already 5 minutes late. Move past that. And if you wake up and you have a positive morning, your day would be so much more effective, positive. And if you're waking up negative, angry, bitter, what do you think your day is going to be like? And you're doing all that angriness and bitterness that you forgot to prioritize yourself, right? Because now your priorities on your mood, and it starts to affect other people. That's the worst. You don't bleed your anger, and it's easily done. Again, and that's another topic that I'll speak on later. But it's easily done to be upset, and then a lot of people, not everybody, tend to take their anger and bleed it on other people. And now, either that other person either solely don't give a shit about your attitude and let you be angry, and they continue positive, and eventually it'll rub off on you. I don't know. I've seen it happen. So, um, and another good thing to do is schedule yourself like you matter. Put it on your calendar. 5 minutes to myself today, or 5 minute walk. And if it's not on your calendar, it gets in the work. Treat yourself like you matter, right? Because make time to rest, make time to reflect, and stop waiting for free time. Create it. Don't wait for it. Create your free time. You hear me? Create that time. It doesn't have to be a lot of times, but create a lot. Create a just step by step, and let go of the guilt. It's not just let it go. Take care of your body. Take care of your mind. You're not perfect, but you could be constantly. You could be consistent, not constantly. That doesn't even matter, but it could be consistent. Small daily steps. Build one thing at a time. I'm telling you, prioritizing yourself, it looks beautiful when you do it. And once you get used to putting yourself as a priority, everything about you will change. When I did not put myself as a priority in the past, as I begin this journey, I it was hard for me to put myself first. Yes, I do a lot for a lot of people. I have family, so as a single mother, the demands are pretty high, And you tend to, especially on top of your children, and you have grandchildren. So as grandmothers and grandfathers and single mothers or people in relationship, we tend to forget about ourselves accidentally, because we're so busy staffing to other things. But it's not something that'll happen right away. I believe that it is slow steps, day by day. Like I said, a 5-minute walk here, and maybe if your neighborhood's not safe, because it's just not. Maybe you don't want to take that 5-minute walk. Maybe you'll just take 5 minutes away from yourself, just away from everybody. Just, whoa, 5 minutes, please. 5 minutes, please. And get that demand and do it. Or, there's a lot of things that I've done in my journey. Another thing that I did that I'll share before I cast off, because you guys know we are a 30-minute show until things get better and greater. And, I just do 30-minute segments because I don't want you guys to fall asleep. I don't want you guys to be bored. I kind of want to keep you guys in the realm of things, right? But before, like I said, before I started prioritizing myself, there were moments that I did not. And I can't get that time back of not doing certain things for myself, because once I started doing those things, oh my God, I felt so much better. It was like life flipped. It was a life changing event for me, because if you don't know how to self prioritize yourself or give yourself that, then what do you do? How do you find it in you to bring it out? Because we all have it in us. But if you're a person that you're tight with your feelings, and you're worried, oh well, if I do too much self-love on myself, they're gonna think that, who gives a shit? Because it's your mental. I'm not saying take the whole day and forget about your responsibilities, because you can still do your responsibilities and put yourself as a priority. One of the things that I notice, a lot of people, we hide in our work, and you work, 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 and it's like a routine thing. It's kind of dry. I work 8 hours a day. I come home, I cook, help the kids with the homework, and then I go to bed. And then I do the same thing the next day. So what could you do different? Well, let's say you get the kiddos up at 7:30 in the morning, then they got to be on the bus by 8:20, right? Or I don't know real schedule, but somewhere about that, and they're on the bus. So maybe when your children or your child um, goes, or your spouse goes to work, or however, when you have that moment, me, like I said, I like jazz music. And it feels great to play my little jazz music, little glass of red wine, sweet wine, and 420 happy. I am. So just remember that happiness is not being selfish. Protecting your peace is not being selfish. It is awarding, it is healthy, and it is necessary. Remember, sleep is a requirement. It's not a reward. It's required. So I want to thank you guys for tuning in. I want to thank all my subscribers. Please, you like this video, like and subscribe. It's free, and it's free to listen, right? You guys, you can listen to each other, and eventually I want to share my goal with you guys. Eventually, I would like for you guys to, tune in, a few questions, or just sit and listen. I know that this is just a beginning for me, and I'm out here trying to do the best that I can do, because I love to talk and I love to help. And if I can set an example of what I've been through, and maybe people alike can, relate, and we can help each other grow, because growth is phenomenal, and living life in peace is priceless. So, again, I thank everyone for tuning in to me. You guys are such a blessing in so many ways. So enjoy the rest of your evening or the weekend. No, actually, it's my time. It's a little bit after 11:30, 11:40. So you guys enjoy your lunch, eat good, keep a positive attitude, keep your head up, and remember, you are perfection. You will get this, and you are not done. You are worthy. The time is here. The place is now. Prioritize yourself. You will love the outcome of it. Thank you for tuning in. And again, subscribe and like. And the jazz continues.